And now singing the national anthem is 2004 Presidential Scholar, Miss Haley Clark. Please note that the taking of photographs or video during this evening's presentations is strictly prohibited. And don't forget to turn off your cell phones. And now introducing the former First Lady of the great state of Kansas and the Chairman of the Commission on Presidential Scholars, the Honorable Linda Ritchie Graves.
It is an absolute pleasure, an honor, and a privilege to welcome you to our 2004 Salute to the Presidential Scholars. Each year, we showcase extraordinary young American talent, and I must tell you, this is an event not to be missed, and I'm so glad you're here to witness this with us. First of all, we are celebrating an important milestone for this program. Namely the 40th anniversary of the establishment of the Presidential Scholar Program. In this instance, we now have 5,000 presidential scholars out there across the United States and the world, leading us, leading others, and we welcome these folks to that goal this evening. Secondly, tonight's performance is a culmination of a number of days of activities for these young adults. Cultural events, community service, the performances that you will see tonight. Not only an annual salute, but also a special gift from the Presidential Scholars in the Performing Arts, as well as recognizing the presidential medallions that we present this evening to the Presidential Scholars. This is very special for me. We have a full house tonight for the first time in our program's history. And I want to thank you on behalf of these outstanding young adults for your participation and support here this evening. I think that deserves a round of applause. In recognition of that, perhaps the words of one of their teachers, not surprisingly, puts it best. With their myriad gifts, talents, and understanding of the human condition, these scholars exemplify all that is noble today. Now, we all know that they express that expertise in numerous ways. Soaring dances, scientific research, brilliant mathematical formulas, lyrical poetry, or meticulous Latin translations. But their accomplishments have this in common. They remind us in a trying time of what is possible, and they do encourage us to remain confident in all that is best in human character and capabilities. And I'm glad my daughter is here tonight to see this. I know I speak for fellow commissioners who are with us this evening, telling you what a great honor it is to be appointed by President Bush to this commission, to not only have an honor to read these essays and their applications, but what a joy it is to put the names with the faces. I can't tell you what it means to us, and I am sure and know and hope that it means as much to you. As commissioners, we do not undertake this job alone. We have a wonderful group of partners and sponsors. Many of them are here with us this evening, and they work to make this program a reality. Forgive me if I mention but a few, but they are so key to our success. They include the National Foundation for the Advancement of the Arts, the Presidential Scholars Foundation, the U.S. Department of Education, and many corporate sponsors. You'll hear from some of them later on in the program, and I hope you'll join them in saying thank you. I am keenly aware that these scholars have arrived here on their own merit. But as my daughter Katie would say, I'm acutely aware that there was a group hug involved, of teachers, of mentors, of loved ones, of parents, that all made this possible. And I hope that you will understand that while these individuals are on stage, the performance tonight is also a recognition of you and what you've accomplished. So I would like to thank you, although I don't know who you are, all those siblings, grandparents, aunts, uncles, moms, dads, teachers. We understood you had high expectations and they were achieved. In a few moments, we're going to present the 2004 Presidential Scholars. And I suggest you remember your names. Candidly, the person whom I'm introducing and I were discussing earlier, that we may end up working for one of them someday. And I'm acutely aware of that, and I'm on my best behavior. In doing so, I have a special privilege tonight to introduce the Secretary of Education, Rod Page. Wonderful challenge and opportunity, and that is helping states and local communities fulfill President Bush's transforming vision for an America where every child can reach his or her own potential, and where every school is a place of high expectations and high achievement. Secretary Page is a man who sees in every student a scholar, like we honor tonight. Mr. Secretary, will you join me?
Linda, thank you for a kind introduction. But thank you even more for accepting this important responsibility for the leadership of this program. You and your husband serve the people of Kansas well. And I know you bring that same kind of dedication and commitment to all you do, and especially to your new home here in Washington, D.C. Let's give Linda a round of applause. A program such as this would not be able to continue were it not for the wonderful sponsors. Linda mentioned a few. We want to thank them for their contribution, but I want to take a special thank you to Mr. James Farmer. Farmer is Vice President of General Motors Acceptance Corporation, and a sponsor for nearly 20 years. Your support has helped sustain this important program. So let's give him a big round of applause. Thank each of you for coming. Some of you have traveled a long way. Some have come by plane because you had to come all the way across the country. Others drove just across town. scholars, great group. You're from all over the country, from Birmingham to Bangor, Wichita, Washington. And your interests and gifts are varied as well. Some of you are musicians, mathematicians, writers, artists, scientists, you name it. But however diverse, you have one thing in common. Throughout your life, and that is you are a presidential scholar. That puts you in a unique position. Congratulations. On behalf of President Ms. Bush, congratulations. You join the rank of a select group of outstanding individuals. Few people can say this. This year we celebrate the 40th anniversary of the Presidential Scholars Program, begun by President Johnson in 1964. This program has continued to highlight all the things that's right about our country. And young people, you provide incentive for all of us to be better. You're inventive, competitive, creative, and motivated. Every year, the scholars impress us with their talents and their achievement. This year is no different. Among you are all kinds of interesting ideas. Among you is a young man who spent much of his time as a member of his school's Fed Challenge team. Similarly, Alan Greenspan in the Federal Open Market Committee. Now, if you understood all of that, we need to have a conversation with you after the program. One of you wrote that you studied a bacterial transformation while performing an experiment in which you made E. coli resistance to ampicillin. Piece of cake. You are our nation's best and brightest, and we expect much from you. We know it's going to be coming. On the occasion of the 20th anniversary of the Scholars Program, President Reagan addressed the scholars on the South Lawn of the White House, and he said, "Education at its core is more than just teaching young people the skills that are needed for a job. However important that is much more. It's also about passing on to each new generation the values that serve as the foundation and cornerstone of a free democratic society." One of the most important of these values is the generosity of spirit that has characterized our nation. The spirit that has driven Americans to serve and to volunteer, to strengthen and to give to others who are most in need. So, I call on you today to follow that tradition. Many of you already have. Give your time and your talents. Help your fellow man follow in your footsteps. Become a mentor. Read to a child. As a lifelong educator, I can't let this opportunity go by to say, try teaching. I think you'll find that very fulfilling. Thank the people who taught you. And be sure to say thank you to them. As one of the students from Little Rock wrote his teacher and said, "Thank you for everything you've done for me." So on behalf of a grateful nation, thank each of you just as well. Teaching is an act of giving, an extension of yourself. We need more teachers like you. You challenge and entice students, push and prod them, make them develop their potential, help them soar to new academic heights. You succeeded, and you can help them do so as well. So to all of you, congratulations on your accomplishments. I wish you the very best. And I know great things in store for the Presidents and Scholars of 2004. God bless you, and God bless America.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we introduce each scholar individually, we begin with the 2004 Presidential Scholars in the Arts. From California, Michael McLean. Vera Arias. From Hawaii, Christopher Schmicker. Presidential Scholars by State, Alabama, Bronwyn Fuller. David Rooney. From Alaska, Adam Burke. Representing Americans abroad from Egypt, John Lee. Also from Delaware, Arjun Mamra. Representing the District of Columbia, Catherine Corsi. And Jonathan Weaver. From Florida, Ronald Angus Jr. Kimberly Burgess. And from Illinois, Karen Lee. From Indiana, Carl Carson. Also from Indiana, Jia Ho. Representing Iowa, Matthew Gregg. Also from Iowa, Kipper Lockhart. Representing Kansas, Spencer Chu. From Kentucky, Catherine Glenn. Another Kentuckian, Joanne Lucky. And Adam Weiss. Representing Louisiana, Bradford Hardwick. Also from Louisiana, Archie Blue. From Maine, Aaron Baggett. And Nathaniel Goodell. Representing Maryland, Jennifer Jordan. And Frank Washburn. From Massachusetts, Jerry Young. Also from Massachusetts, Benjamin Pope. Representing Michigan, Catherine Houston. And Jacob Norton. From Minnesota, Eunice Yang. Also from Minnesota, Ning Zhao. Representing Mississippi, Ka Ji. And Samuel Ray. From Missouri, Lauren Krebs. Also from Missouri, John Stecker. From Montana, Gregory Geisler. Representing Nebraska, Christina Kahn. Also from New Hampshire, Brian Malley. Representing New Jersey, Jonathan Burke. Jeremy Steineman. Also from New Jersey, Vivian Sun. Representing New Mexico, Gabriel Also representing South Dakota, Julius Prime. From Tennessee, Matthew Shrimp. Representing Texas, Cynthia G. Jason Mission. Representing Utah, Daniel Inouye. Also from Utah, Sarah Stokes. From Vermont, Emily Bowe. And Michael Zimmerman. Representing Virginia, Jenny Park. Also representing Virginia, Jonathan Schwartz. Representing Washington State, James Hill. And Miriam Hinman. From West Virginia, Justin Rude. Also from West Virginia, Jennifer Zahn. Representing Wisconsin, Jonathan South. And representing Wyoming, Sarah Hennigan. And also from Wyoming, Destin Hodges. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2004 Presidential Scholars.
Good evening. I am Bill Banks, I'm president of the National Foundation for Advancement in the Arts. For those of you who were at the Visual Arts exhibit last night at the National Museum of Women in the Arts, you heard Mr. Ralph Taylor speak. He and his wife Nancy, through their company, the Taylor Companies, have underwritten and sponsored the Visual Arts exhibit, which is actually an exhibit also for works by the writers, the photographers, and the video artists for the last 12 years. As a gesture of gratitude to the White House and to the Department of Education for recognizing the most talented high school students in the nation, the Taylor Companies and Mr. and Mrs. Taylor each year present a gift to the Department of Education and the White House. To my immediate left over here is Chad Travieso, who was a 2003 Presidential Scholar in the Visual Arts from Miami, Florida. A work of his One of his works, which was on exhibit last year at the Presidential Scholars exhibit, is presented. I'm proud to present this on behalf of the Taylor Companies and Ralph and Nancy Taylor to Secretary Page, and as a gift to the Department of Education and the White House. of art from the audience. Thank you very much. It's now my great pleasure to introduce to you the chairman of the board of the National Foundation for Advancement in the Arts, Mr. Jerome J. Parks.
On behalf of the Board of Trustees, it is my pleasure to be here representing the National Foundation for the Advancement in the Arts. Our foundation has been nominating high school artists for the designation of Presidential Scholars in the Arts since 1982. We're proud and honored to have had this important role for 21 years. By being part of the Presidential Scholars Program, we have helped identify and encourage young people who will lead this country's future in virtually every field of endeavor, including the arts. Each year, our foundation evaluates the work of 7,000 to 8,000 high school senior artists in all art forms in order to nominate 50 of the White House to the White House Commission on Presidential Scholars. It's an amazing number. 7,000 to 8,000 students each year go through our program and are adjudicated for the end results of 50 students to come here. The Commission then selects 20 student artists as Presidential Scholars in the Arts. Our foundation partnership with the Commission is especially meaningful because the Presidential Scholars Program recognizes artistic accomplishment on an equal basis with academic excellence, thus proclaiming the importance of the arts and education in our society, in the development of a complete person, and in the development of a complete person. Our work in identifying young artists to be nominated to the Presidential Scholars Program would not be possible without the leadership of the Board of Trustees of our foundation, who lend their financial support, artistic guidance, and expertise to the program. Please allow me to introduce those NFAA trustees who are with us this evening. Would you please stand? Our continued association with the White House Commission on Presidential Scholars is a significant factor in promoting the arts in this great country. In that regard, we thank Linda Graves, the chairman of the commission, Joseph DiVincenzo, chairman of the Presidential Scholars Foundation, who is also a member of the NFAA board, and Melissa Apostolides, the executive director of the Presidential Scholars Program, for their extraordinary, and I mean really extraordinary devotion to the success of our partnership, and for working closely with us in the selection of the Presidential Scholars in the Arts. From my perspective, this has been a very, very unique past 2 years. When Melissa came on board, things before that time had been a little difficult, if I may say so. And this has taken a turn where we are so excited to be working with these people, with Melissa, with Linda. It is incredible. Being part of this program has been deeply gratifying to me. Throughout my 12 years as an NFAA supporter and a trustee, we have made special efforts, especially during my term as chairman, to strengthen the partnership between NFAA and this Presidential Scholarship Program. On behalf of our trustees, I assure the scholars gathered here tonight that identifying and recognizing you has been a labor of great pride for all of us. We congratulate all of you and wish you continued success in all of your endeavors. Tonight's celebration of the success of all 141 presidential scholars is made possible by the enormous generosity of Gibson Musical Instruments, Baldwin Piano, and the Gibson Foundation, the sponsors of this presentation. It gives me great pleasure now to introduce Henry Juskovitz, Chairman and CEO of the Gibson Foundation, who is also a fellow trustee at NFAA. Thank you.
My speech, very short. What a great evening. Gibson, Baldwin Piano, and the Gibson Foundation support numerous causes that work to improve education and encourage participation in the arts among young people. Our work is global in scope and grassroots in its reach. By sponsoring this glorious evening, and it is a really great evening, we want to further the future, your future as leaders in America, and to recognize your extraordinary talents and accomplishments, so that you may be powerful examples to other young Americans. What can be achieved through dedication, commitment, and hard work. All of us at Gibson and Baldwin are proud to play a role in celebrating your success, and we extend to you our best wishes for the fulfillment of all your dreams and aspirations. Thank you.